Yes.
Well, they've worked on it now. They've heard his entrance of the corner.
Told you not to get. I didn't want to give that up.
Ricky Rudd has now led at Dover for the 17th time. He has led more than 900 miles on this speedway. Two veterans, Rudd and Elliott, pace the field. Caution is out for the first time today at lap 17. Debris on the front straightaway. That's of great benefit to Chad Little, Dick Trickle, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Hut Strickland, and John Andretti, all of whom were in somewhat danger of going a lap down. Prior to the caution, this pass for the lead.
Bill had caught Ricky in a hurry, and Ricky, I think, saw that and said, look, you know, there's no sense in us battling each other side by side this early in the race.
Yeah, Bill got up on that high line. And see, he's up high there. Ricky was still trying to run around the bottom. I think Ricky said, I'm going to follow Bill, see how come he's so much faster than I am.
Speaking of following, looks like our leader, Bill Elliott, the 9 car, is going to pit. Everybody's going to pit here on lap 18.
Pace car is a lonely guy coming down the front straightaway.
All the cars still on the lead lap. We may see some 2-tire stops here, though, just to try to get some track position with no more than 18 laps. Matt Yoakum.
Well, Larry, Bill Elliott reported in that he had a little bit of tightness with the number 9 Dodge, but he changed his line just slightly, and that really seemed to help. Mike Ford, the crew chief, told me they were not going to make any changes on the 9 car to Steve Burns.
Matt, the 28, Ricky Rudd is in. Jeff Gordon right behind him. Rudd is a little bit loose. He'll go down on the track bar 1 round. A wedge adjustment for Jeff Gordon. 4-tire stops for both cars. A little bit of a lengthy stop for Gordon. He's in traffic exiting pit road. Let's go to Dick.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. started this race in 30th spot. He dropped 10 positions because the car has been very loose. They're going to try to fix that by pulling a rubber and changing the track bar. Right now, he is blocked into his pit. They're having to move Stacy Compton back. Finally, Earnhardt gets out. He'll be one of the last cars on the lead lap when they get the green flag. Mike?
Kenny Schrader got 2 tires. I'm sure there were some others.
The 43 car stayed out now. He was at way back in the pack anyway. Everybody dove on pit road. Stay out, lead those that 1 lap, get those 5 points.
It don't matter if you lead 1 lap under caution under green. It's 5 precious bonus points.
And John Andretti is going to lead this one. 19 laps complete. They've cleaned up the debris on the front straightaway. Watch Ricky Craven trying to exit pit road. And Jerry Nadeau right here coming in. Damage to Craven's right front. Nadeau in the number 10 on the left rear.
Yeah, you can see serious damage to that right front corner over there. It really, that could really hinder that car. Put a big push into it now. We always talk about aero and how important it is.
Biggest gainer, Matt Kenseth, started in the back. He's up to 23rd.
Boy, Craven got a great restart. He timed that just right. Looked like he got around a couple of cars there on that restart. The leader took off and nobody else went.
And he has taken off. Goes all the way to 2nd place right now.
Now with that damaged fender, Darrell, do you want to be behind somebody or do you want clean air?
Yeah, well, he'd be better off behind somebody, I think. But if you're going to hurt a fender on a Taurus, make it the right front. Because that's the least, the left front on a Taurus is what's real critical. It is on all these cars, but the right front fender is least effective.
23 laps complete. Bill Elliott the leader after this first round of pit stops and a caution flag for debris. Matt is in Craven's pit.
Mike Beams, the crew chief. Mike, you had your spotter and Mark Martin look at the damage. How bad is it?
Well, Matt, looking from right here, it looks pretty bad. We was going to try to fix it there, but they gave 1 to go. We just wanted to see what happened. Yeah, we don't have no tire smoke, and it might help us a little bit, so we're a little bit free in. As long as we don't make it too tight, we'll try to fix it next caution.
Now, Jeff Gordon told me this morning when he walked through his pit and saw how small it was, measuring 28 by 15, he said that is going to be one of his biggest concerns today, is trying to not make contact with somebody on pit road because it's very, very tight down here.
Well, I mean, every time we race here, we see someone have a good race car. Last year, Johnny Benson in the 10 car, his day came to an end on pit road. Jeff, I mean, they're almost in the good pit to pit in, except maybe where Matt Kenseth is at the exit of pit road.
You're right about that there, Larry. But one of the things that you get into, and I talked to Jimmy Finnick about this, he was more concerned about his guy coming in, starting way in the back, and at that particular time, Ricky Rudd, who was our pole sitter, was right one pit behind him. He was very concerned about whenever he was coming in, Ricky coming out, and those two cars getting together, leaving and exiting the pits at the same time. Exactly what happened to the 32 car Ricky Craven. If you look and see, the 10 car was coming into the pits, and he was started way back in the back, and yet he was pitted at the very end of pit road, and they got together. And Jimmie said his main concern was making sure to keep Kurt Busch out of trouble on pit road.
Well, as we saw last week, Jeff, the way Matt Kenseth was really beating people, he was doing a lot of it by shooting into his pit right at the last second and then really tearing out, but he had room to do it there. They don't have room to do it today.
Kenseth was up to 23rd on the restart. He's given back 2 of those positions. Jerry Nadeau and Kurt Busch, who also started in the back. Nadeau's car not working too well right now. Slid up the hill. He's back to 38. While Kurt Busch is now moving forward. He's up to 33rd.
Here you see with Fox Tracks, we can see his interval to our leader right now, Bill Elliott. Almost 8 seconds behind there. You see he's fighting traffic, and while you're running side by side back in the pack here, you're going to continue to lose ground.
Well, let me tell you, when you are loose here, it's like loose. It's not like you're loose anywhere else. It's doubly loose here because it's just not a lot of grip on this racetrack.
Concrete loose.
Concrete loose.
How about our 6 car, Mark Martin here? He just goes by Ricky Craven. That was a battle for 3rd. He's got a big Mo on his side. He comes in here with that win from Lowe's Motor Speedway last week. No substitute for it.
When you can look in the car and see him smiling from here, he is a happy driver.
That's big. Dick Berggren.
Well, crew chiefs not only have to adjust the race car, but they also work on the psychology of their driver. And just before the drop of the green flag, Mark Martin's crew chief, Ben Leslie, came on the radio and told his entire team that they have a car good enough to win, a driver good enough to win. Let's make it 2 in a row.
Jerry Nadeau having trouble. He climbed the hill a couple of times, and now he's brought that babbling Pontiac.
I don't know what happened there. Just all of a sudden.
Nadeau had maybe the fastest car here most of the weekend.
A long way down that pit road, 35 miles an hour.
And following up a little bit more on Mark, he's got a bunch of guys on his team that never won before. And they finally got a taste of victory last week. Buddy, let me tell you, the gusto of a hungry hound's what they got.
Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Kenny Schrader is sliding back after taking on 2 tires on that pit stop. Jeff Burton just got a big run on Rusty.
That's what happens, though. You get a run on a guy. What you hope is that he doesn't pedal in front of you and you run into the back of him. Because if a guy in front of you starts up off the corner, he has to get up out of the gas a little bit. Here you come, bam, right in the back end.
In 1993 and 94 here, Rusty Wallace won 3 of the 4 Winston Cup races.
The battle for ninth between Rusty Wallace in the 2, Ward Burton in the 22, and then Jeff Burton in the mix as well as the 99 car.
When I talk about when you're coming up off the corner, when I say pedal, you're working the gas pedal is what you're doing. You're in it, you're out of it, you're in it, and you're out of it. Well, you'd like to be as wide open. That's when you make the most time. But sometimes you got to ease in and out of it like you pedal a bicycle.
Ricky Rudd has caught Bill Elliott looking low for the lead.
Gets a good run off turn 2. It looks like he's got a lot more horsepower, but he was able to get in the throttle and stay in the throttle. Coming off the corner, look, goes down that straightaway much better.
Well, they're working together. Remember in the first segment there before the caution, Rudd pulled over and let Bill go by. Now, Bill pulls over and lets Rudd go by.
Ricky Rudd has now led more than 950 miles in his career here at Dover International Speedway. Bill Elliott had a problem, climbed the hill, and falls right into the clutches of Mark Martin for 2nd place.
He's been coming in a hurry. He's been faster than even leader Ricky Rudd. Look at that 48 car, the Lowe's car right behind him. Now, Jerry Nadeau in the 10, right behind Jimmie Johnson. He's 2 laps down, but his car is running pretty good right here. He's been running right with this pack ever since he come off pit road.
Nadeau pitted just as we went to commercial. Steve Burns knows why.
Well, Mike, they thought they had a flat tire on the 10 car of Jerry Nadeau. They came in and changed 2 tires, but the crew looked at the tires, took measurements. They cannot find a flat. I will say this is a condition that some of the drivers in yesterday's race complained of, thinking they were having a flat tire.
Trouble, turn 3.
Hard in the wall, Nemechek. Around goes Todd Bodine. Looks like everyone else will make it through.
And Jerry Nadeau in the 10 car, he's trying to get one of his laps back. So I believe he'll accomplish it here on the front stretch. Yeah, he'll get one of them back.
Good job, Nadeau. He was right there where he could do that.
Earlier, Bodine had a side-to-side rubbing match with Mayfield.
Yeah, I don't know.
Down the backstretch, and yesterday he and Jimmy Spencer got together in the Busch race.
Yeah, we just saw an incident here with the 19 car.
Riding with Bodine.
I think this is the wreck here. Yeah, he just drove in there and shoved up into the 25.
His former teammate, Nemechek.
Exactly. Oh boy, he just, you know, Joe was going down out on the outside there, and it'd have been good if Todd had kind of given him a line. Looked like Todd was up out of the groove just a little bit.
Todd's brother Brett just snuck past there, and a little bit of fire there on Nemechek's car.
That's right in the fuel cell area right there. Sure, he's knocked the filler neck off.
Because of this all going on pit road, they pretty much have pit road closed right now.
This is the first of a 6-race deal for Travis Carter Racing with Discover Card.
We're going to take a look, but I think we don't.
Maybe a short day, and Nemechek, it appears that his day is done.
And what he's doing, he's dragging a lot of sheet metal and stuff here on the back of the car, obviously from where it's been in the fence, and that's going to ignite a little fire right there.
You can see that filler neck just under the yellow of the deck lid.
That's where they put the fuel in.
But fire crews quickly on the scene to put it out. And here's what Dale Earnhardt Jr. saw.
Gosh, 26 car just really moved up.
Come on down. Come all the way down, all the way down. Hell of a job.
That was Dale Jr. spotter, Todd Norris.
Well, Bodine earlier had moved up into Mayfield, and yesterday moved up into Spencer in much the same spot, which took Spencer out of the Busch race.
Same place.
Nemechek started the season in this number 26 car, but when they lost funding, moved over to the Rick Hendrick number 25, and Travis Carter closed down Todd Bodine's 66 team and moved him into this car beginning here. Welcome back to Dover International Speedway, where 46 laps are complete in the MBNA Platinum 400.
And here you see your Fox tracks. This will let you track your driver. Ricky Rudd, Mark, Bill Elliott. Pit road is open. Based on our pitting a while ago, I'd say everybody will be on pit road pretty much again for 4 tires adjustments.
Here they come. And they are not boogie, by the way.
No, that's
that's a crawl. That might be the watermelon crawl.
Dick Berggren.
Martin is in. Mark started in 13th spot. He pits while running in 2nd position. They're going to put a round and a half in the right rear. Will Smith just got that job done. The big problem with Martin, his helmet blower has quit. He's got nothing but hot air blowing into his helmet. That could be a big problem as the day wears on. Come on.
Dick, Todd Colburn, the Jackman slip coming around the front of the car. Elliott is now down and away. They made an air pressure adjustment, 16.16 seconds, and around a wedge to Steve.
Matt, air pressure adjustments on the 28 and the 24. Both drivers reporting that their cars had improved in handling since the last stop.
Guys, the crew that shined on that last stop at Lowe's Motor Speedway last weekend, they shined on this one. Mark Martin and that 6th group, Ben Leslie, they're off pit road first. They win the battle off pit road.
Well, pit road is just a mess today, though, guys. I mean, there are people all up and down pit road here running into each other.
That's what happens when you have about 41 cars still on the lead lap, though, and they're all pitting at once.
Watch Bill Elliott's Jackman coming around, slip and slide. He doesn't get any traction on this concrete either. We'll be right back. Joe Nemechek has been knocked out.